In this video, we are going to be analysing Futu Holdings, ticker FUTU. Now, we are up 9% again today. This stock has really been moving to the strong, well, really to the upside quite strongly recently. I mean, just look at that in the past basically month or two. Really strong movement from $30 up to basically up 100% to around 60. Now, what are we looking at going forward? So, what we have seen is today basically we did hit our second deviation on the 6 month. This was also a previous high. So again, how did this firstly react intraday? Came into this level, again we got that bit of hesitation, and again if you're a short bias trader you would have seen this hesitation. Again, probably got out near break even, maybe for a small loss, but as soon as you don't see that pullback near enough basically happen instantly, it's probably not going to work. But we never really got that retest. So really what I'd be expecting now is a pullback to at least this level. And it's whether this level can hold or not. If you see price come back to this level and then another bounce, good indication that we are going to continue higher. On the other hand, obviously if we break below, be watching for a retest of this level once more. And if we start to see selling pressure kick in, we're probably going to continue lower. So again, $57 and around 65 cents is a key really price to be watching for the time being, because this is going to dictate direction. Now, if it comes back, kind of confirms that level and we push higher, what are we paying attention to? So at basically $61, we have our third deviation on the 1 year. Now this is where I would flip quite bearish on this stock, because this is when we become very overbought. From basically a technical standpoint, we're becoming very overbought. But what you also have to realize is, obviously, what is a market condition like? And I mean, we have Futu near 52-week high, or at 52-week highs. What is the rest of the market doing? The rest of the market's quite weak. Is it a stock that should be outperforming? Not really particularly. It's not really a defensive stock. So again, that's one of the things to be keeping an eye on. If it's at a 52-week low, but the markets are still very weak, maybe that's kind of a divergence between them. Are you looking to kind of play the reversal? Because again, that to me kind of a fundamental reason lining up with the technical reason, which to me, when we really, if we can push to $61, something I'm looking to trade short. What I do quite like on FUTO as well, does provide options. This is how I will be looking to play it. Again, I might do this on Friday. We tend to do a trade idea. We might post this on Friday if we see Futu kind of continue to the upside. This is what I'm paying attention to. So if we do push up to that 61, it's something I am definitely looking to be short bias on. Again, trading it through options, because then again, I don't really want to short shares. And if I'm in there $60 a share, I don't want to be shorting, 1,000 shares. It's just going to be super expensive. Trading it through the options can make it quite cheap. And again, I can try and kind of play it in two ways. And what are those two ways going to be? Buying some outright puts. But again, the overall options market right now is quite expensive. So I look to trade some for the outright puts because I expect a harsh pullback. But I will also be trading some through credit spreads. Credit spreads is a way I can basically sell a value basically. So say $61. And as long as it closes below $61 at the time of expiry, you make the full profit. Again, you can usually get just a good one-to-one risk to reward on them. Nothing crazy. But again, you know what you're willing to risk. What's the likelihood of the trade working out? To me, it's way more than 50%. So to me, it makes sense if I'm getting a one-to-one risk to reward. But if we do break through here for any reason, again, always be prepared. It's never be kind of just only believe in your direction. You're always going to be right, because you're not. It's trading. So if we do break above 21, even though this is when I'll flip bearish and I'll probably trade it bearish. If we break through 64, it will probably be another area I look to add into a credit spread. Or what I might even do is add, if I can get some cheap, which I imagine you could probably get $50 strike outright puts, pretty cheap at this price. That's probably one of the ways I'll look to play it. But again, these basically, to me, is a zone. This is an area where I will look to average in, get some size in at 61, and the rest really at 64. Now, if we break above this level, I would be a bit more concerned. Again, I wouldn't be taking anything long bias above this level, but I also wouldn't be adding into my short, because if it keeps going again, I'll be managed with my risk that I've already taken between those levels. I know what my max risk is on the position, and I'm happy to lose that if it goes against me. But again, I'm not just going to keep adding into the position, because that's how you blow an account. So if it really breaks, we do have another levels at $67 and $71. But again, if it pushes that high, very unlikely, at least in how I view technical stocks, or stocks in a technical bias. But If it did break through there, maybe a fundamental reason comes out, which isn't already here. Then obviously could go to those levels. They're levels we're paying attention to, but not something I'm looking to really trade, because again, I don't expect it to go to that level. And one thing I probably would be paying attention to as well is if it breaks above $71, breaks above it, come back to test it as a support and it holds, I would probably cut out of anything I have short, because to me that's really showing that this stock is still strong, even though it's very overbought and shouldn't be this high. Again, the occasional you do get stocks that just carry on, and if that was the thing, if I see it break through, come back to retest it as a support and it holds, I know I'm wrong, I'm getting out. Even if, say, 2 months down the line it then goes in the direction the options didn't expire by then, again, I don't want to be holding through that pain. If I can get out, with a 30% loss instead of losing a whole 100% that I put into the trade, I'd much rather do that. So again, that's a key thing to that I'd be paying attention to. And this, I think this stock provides a lot more opportunity if it continues to the upside. Now though, if we're paying attention to the downside targets, what are we looking at? $51, $54.60, going low would be $48, also $44, $42.50, and then we have final levels going down to $37, $36, $31, and kind of $29.50. Now, obviously, we do have some levels going even lower, but don't think we really need to pay too much attention to that, because, again, where is really the trading opportunity right now on FUTO? And that's really, if we push higher, again, the short bias levels. That's where, at least what, in my view, the main trading opportunities will be. I'm not really looking to kind of play this direction to the long, so I'm not really paying attention to these levels unless they're being used as targets on my shorts. But again, you may be more still long bias on it, waiting for the pullback. If so, these levels can definitely be good pullback locations to be paying attention to. Now, do you need to pay attention to all of these levels? Because there is a lot of them. No. Like we say in all our analysis videos, pay attention to where you are now. $58.60. The only two levels you really need to focus on are $57.70 and $61. Obviously, whatever one we trade, we know kind of how it should react. The first time you hit this level, you expect a pullback. If it comes back to retest, then you're waiting for a break above, come back to test as a support. If that holds, good directional play to $64. On the other hand, if we start to pull back, as we've broken through this level, again, if you get pulled back, we expect a confirmation on this level. Again, if it holds, good chance that we push to $61. On the other hand, if we just break through the support, come back to retest as a resistance, again, more directional to the downside. So again, it's just knowing where these levels are, waiting kind of for the confirmations, and then that can make direction quite clear. Now again, I know I get a lot of time comments, you can't be wrong when you place this many levels. Again, we're not out here to say, or we're getting direction right. We're not, I don't know if you as a viewer are looking to play at long or short bias. And I don't want to give you, say, you're trading it long, you're trading it short, because again, it doesn't affect me what you want to trade. You always have your own opinion. You should trade your own opinion. So the reason we plant so many levels is, if you're a short bias trader or you're a long bias trader, you have levels. If big fundamental news comes out when we push 50% to the upside or 50% to the downside, you're prepared, you have levels. So it's just all about preparation. Having levels on both sides, it means it doesn't matter what your bias is on the stock, you have levels, and it doesn't matter if big fundamental news comes out, say, a week from now. We got levels to be paying attention to. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the breakdown. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe and check out one of these 2 analysis videos.